हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू मयंक लॉहलिक। इससे पहले कि वीडियो स्टार्ट हो, मैं आपसे एक रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहता हूं कि प्लीज़ हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए। मैं बहुत दिनों से वैसे तो चैनल पे एक्टिव नहीं था, जिस वजह से सब्सक्राइबर्स की संख्या जो है वो अचानक से उतनी स्पीड से नहीं बढ़ रही है जिस स्पीड से बढ़ना चाहिए, लेकिन व्यूज़ लगभग उतने ही आ रहे हैं। तो लेकिन आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि प्लीज़ हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए। और ये वीडियो जो है हम बनाने जा रहे हैं इस समय झारखंड जो सिविल जज एग्ज़ामिनेशन है उसका, और ये सिविल जज एग्ज़ामिनेशन का 2019 का पेपर है। तो इस पेपर को हम जल्दी जल्दी सॉल्व करेंगे। ये पेपर आपकी जो प्रिपरेशन है उसमें बहुत हेल्प करेगा। किसी भी सिविल जज के एग्ज़ामिनेशन की तैयारी में एक मूलभूत पॉइंट हमेशा याद रखिए कि आपको प्रीवियस ईयर्स क्वेश्चन पेपर्स हमेशा पढ़ने हैं। प्रीवियस ईयर्स क्वेश्चन पेपर्स आपके एग्ज़ाम की तैयारी को बहुत सिंप्लीफाई कर देते हैं। रीज़न उससे आपको ये पता चल जाता है किस तरीके के क्वेश्चंस बार बार एग्ज़ाम में आ रहे हैं और आपको कैसी तैयारी एग्ज़ाम के लिए रखनी है। ठीक है, तो पेपर को हम स्टार्ट करते हैं। क्वेश्चन नंबर 1, चूज द करेक्ट मीनिंग ऑफ द अंडरलाइंड फ्रेजल वर्ब ऑफ द फॉलोइंग सेंटेंस। हिज एविडेंस बीन्स आउट ऑफ द टेस्टिमनी ऑफ द एक्यूज्ड। इसमें करेक्ट आंसर है कोलैबोरेट्स। क्वेश्चन नंबर 2, चूज द करेक्ट स्पेलिंग। हमें इसमें सही स्पेलिंग बतानी है। क्या सही स्पेलिंग है? ये ऑप्शन ए की स्पेलिंग सही नहीं है, जो ऑप्शन बी है उसकी स्पेलिंग सही है। ऑप्शन सी का तो ए और आई से स्टार्ट है तो ये गलती है। ऑप्शन बी जो है वो सही आंसर है। इसमें एक चीज़ और आपको याद रखनी है कि कई सारे लोग इंसाइक्लोपीडिया बोलते हैं, तो PAEDIA है, तो उसकी स्पेलिंग को आप हमेशा याद रखें कि क्या सही स्पेलिंग है। क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 पर आगे बढ़ते हैं। विच वर्ड इज अ पर्सोनिफिकेशन इन दिस सेंटेंस। इसमें किस शब्द का पर्सोनिफिकेशन किया है? डेथ लेज इट्स आइसी हैंड्स ऑन किंग्स एंड पॉपर्स लाइक। जो डेथ है उसका बेसिकली पर्सोनिफिकेशन हुआ है, तो यहाँ पर करेक्ट आंसर है ऑप्शन सी, दैट इज डेथ। क्वेश्चन नंबर 4, चूज द वर्ड क्लोजेस्ट इन द मीनिंग टू द अंडरलाइंड वर्ड इन द सेंटेंस। आई सेट नेक्स्ट टू अ डिस्टिंग्विश्ड राइटर। ठीक है, इसमें जो हमें बताना है कि जो अंडरलाइंड वर्ड है वो इसमें है डिस्टिंग्विश्ड, तो इसमें जो करेक्ट आंसर है वो है एमिनेंट। डिस्टिंग्विश्ड राइटर मतलब बहुत ही फेमस राइटर, एमिनेंट मतलब फेमस या बहुत ही प्रसिद्ध राइटर। क्वेश्चन नंबर 5, चूज द करेक्ट इनडायरेक्ट फॉर्म ऑफ द फॉलोइंग सेंटेंस। ही सेड टू मी लेट अस हैव सम टी। यहाँ पर करेक्ट आंसर है बी, ही प्रपोज टू मी दैट वी शुड हैव सम टी। ये इसका इनडायरेक्ट फॉर्म है। अब क्वेश्चन नंबर 6 की तरफ बढ़ते हैं। क्वेश्चन नंबर 6 कहता है चूज द टेंस फॉर्म ऑफ द फॉलोइंग सेंटेंस। द पेशेंट हैड डाइड व्हेन द डॉक्टर अराइव्ड। इसमें क्या टेंस है? इसमें टेंस है पास्ट परफेक्ट टेंस। ठीक, पास्ट परफेक्ट टेंस इसका है। क्वेश्चन नंबर 7, ऑर्थोपेडिक्स इज द ब्रांच ऑफ द मेडिसिन कंसर्न्ड विद। ऑर्थोपेडिक्स जो है वो कौन सी ब्रांच होती है? मेडिकल साइंस की। तो ऑर्थोपेडिक्स ज़्यादातर लोगों को पता ही है कि जो बोन्स और मसल्स के रिलेटेड स्टडी होती है उसकी ये ब्रांच होती है। तो इसमें ऑप्शन सी जो है वो सही है, द स्टडी ऑफ ह्यूमन बोन्स एंड मसल्स। नाउ लेट अस प्रोसीड टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 8, द वर्ड मोस्ट अपोजिट इन द मीनिंग टू द वर्ड एमेच्योर इज। इसमें अपोजिट यानी कि हमें एंटोनिम बताना है इसका। एमेच्योर मतलब होता है कोई भी नौसिखिया, और जो एमेच्योर का वो हुआ एंटोनिम हुआ वो हो प्रोफेशनल। प्रोफेशनल मतलब किसी भी काम को करने के सही तरीके से जो किया जाता है, कोई भी काम, कोई भी किसी काम का एक्सपर्ट, उसको बोलते हैं प्रोफेशनल। और एमेच्योर होता है किसी भी क्रिया को करने वाला नौसिखिया जो व्यक्ति होता है उसको एमेच्योर बोलते हैं। क्वेश्चन नंबर 9, चूज द करेक्ट मीनिंग ऑफ द अंडरलाइंड वर्ड इन द फॉलोइंग सेंटेंस। ट्रेसपासेस विल बी हैरेस्ड, पनिश्ड अनजस्टली, लीगल एक्शन विल बी टेकन अगेंस्ट देम, ऑप्रेस्ड। यहाँ पे करेक्ट आंसर जो क्वेश्चन 9 में है वो है आंसर सी, लीगल एक्शन विल बी टेकन अगेंस्ट देम। क्वेश्चन नंबर 10, चूज द करेक्ट मीनिंग ऑफ द अंडरलाइंड idiomatic phrase in the following sentence. He was sent off on a wild goose chase to look for a buried treasure. यहाँ पर जो वाइल्ड गूस चेस टू हैव लुक फॉर द बरीड ट्रेजर, इसमें जो ऑप्शन है वो सही ऑप्शन है फूलिश एंड अनप्रॉफिटेबल वेंचर, इसका करेक्ट आंसर है। उसके बाद है क्वेश्चन 11, चूज द करेक्ट मीनिंग ऑफ द अंडरलाइंड फ्रेजल वर्ब इन द फॉलोइंग सेंटेंस। हिज एविडेंस बीन्स आउट ऑफ द टेस्टिमनी ऑफ द एक्यूज्ड, कोलैबोरेट्स, फॉल्सिफाइज, डज नॉट सपोर्ट्स, कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट। करेक्ट आंसर हियर इज ऑप्शन बी, दैट इज फॉल्सिफाइज। क्वेश्चन नंबर 12, विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज अ टाइगर रिजर्व ऑफ झारखंड। टाइगर रिजर्व झारखंड का कौन सा है इनमें से? यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर है वो है ऑप्शन सी, पलामू। पलामू जो है वो टाइगर रिजर्व है झारखंड का। जो अब तक जो क्वेश्चंस रिलेटेड थे वो इंग्लिश और जीके से क्वेश्चंस थे। और आपको ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि एग्जाम में कई सारे ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आते हैं जुडिशरी के एग्जाम में, जो लॉ के अलावा भी जो चीज़ें पूछी जाती है, बहुत जगह इंग्लिश पूछी जाती है, दिल्ली जुडिशरी में भी इंग्लिश पूछी जाती है। तो अब आते हैं क्वेश्चन नंबर 13 पे, विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग क्लासिकल डांस फॉर्म्स मेनली एसोसिएटेड विद द आंध्र प्रदेश। आंध्र प्रदेश में से इनमें से कौन सा डांस जो है वो होता है आंध्र प्रदेश में। कुचिपुड़ी जो है वो आंध्र प्रदेश का डांस है, कुचिपुड़ी आंध्र प्रदेश। जो भरतनाट्यम है ये है तमिलनाडु का, भरतनाट्यम तमिलनाडु का है। और कथकली जो है वो केरला का है, और मोहिनी अट्टम भी जो है वो केरला का है, केरला का। मोहिनी अट्टम और कथकली दोनों ही केरला के हैं। अब आते हैं क्वेश्चन नंबर 14 पे। अंडर जीएसटी टैक्सेशन फ्रेमवर्क सीजीएसटी मींस, सीजीएसटी के फुल फॉर्म क्या है बेसिकली इन्होंने पूछा है। सीजीएसटी की फुल फॉर्म है सेंट्रल गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स। जब भी आप जीएसटी का बिल देखते होगे उसमें जीएसटी सीजीएसटी लिखा रहता है ना, सेंट्रल गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स है वो। क्वेश्चन नंबर 15, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज अ नेशनल मॉन्यूमेंट ऑफ इंडिया। इनमें से कौन सा नेशनल मॉन्यूमेंट है? रेड फोर्ट, इंडिया गेट, राष्ट्रपति भवन, कुतुब मीनार। ये सारे के सारे जो है वो नेशनल मॉन्यूमेंट है, तो ये क्वेश्चन जो है वो गलत है। क्वेश्चन नंबर 16, विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इंडियन सिटीज इज नोन एज अ निकनेम ऑफ द डेक्कन क्वीन। डेक्कन क्वीन कैसे कहा जाता है? पुणे को डेक्कन क्वीन के नाम से जाना जाता है, तो पुणे इसका जो है वो सही आंसर है। क्वेश्चन नंबर 17, हु अमंग द फॉलोइंग द फर्स्ट वुमेन चीफ मिनिस्टर इन द पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस पीरियड ऑफ इन इंडिया। कौन जो था वो फर्स्ट वुमेन चीफ मिनिस्टर इन पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस पीरियड इन इंडिया में? इसका करेक्ट आंसर है सुचिता कृपलानी। ये कहाँ की थी? ये यूपी की थी, ठीक है। तो सुचिता कृपलानी जो थी फर्स्ट वुमेन चीफ मिनिस्टर थी पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस पीरियड इन इंडिया। क्वेश्चन नंबर 18, हु अमंग द फॉलोइंग इज द फर्स्ट चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर ऑफ द पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस इंडिया। इसका भी आंसर बहुत आसान है, सुकुमार सेन। ये आपको जीके के क्वेश्चंस तैयार करने होते हैं और जीके क्वेश्चंस आपको आने चाहिए। फर्स्ट कौन सा है इंडिया में, फर्स्ट कौन सा है वर्ल्ड में, कौन सबसे पहले एवरेस्ट पर चढ़ा, कौन सी खाई जो है वो सबसे गहरी है, ये सारी चीज़ें आपको, कौन सी ट्रेंच सबसे गहरी है, कौन सी छोटी सबसे लंबी है, ये सब बेसिक जीके होती है, सब आपको एग्जाम के लिए पढ़नी पड़ती है। और बेस्ट बुक जो उसको पढ़ने के लिए वो ल्यूसेंट है, आप ल्यूसेंट को पढ़ सकते हैं, उसमें ये सारी चीज़ें दी हुई है। क्वेश्चन नंबर 19, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज द ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज ऑफ द इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट ऑफ जस्टिस ICJ एट हेग। इसमें कौन सी जो लैंग्वेज है वो यूज़ होती है इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट में? तो इसका करेक्ट आंसर है ऑप्शन डी, दैट इज इंग्लिश एंड फ्रेंच। इंग्लिश और फ्रेंच जो है वहाँ की ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज है। जैसे हमारी हाई कोर्ट की लैंग्वेज इंग्लिश है और सुप्रीम कोर्ट की लैंग्वेज इंग्लिश है, उसी तरीके से जो ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज वहाँ पे है जो ICJ है उसकी इंग्लिश और फ्रेंच है। अब क्वेश्चन नंबर 20 पे आते हैं, इंटरनेशनल योगा डे कब सेलिब्रेट किया जाता है? ये इंटरनेशनल योगा डे जैसे आप सभी को पता है 21 जून को सेलिब्रेट किया जाता है। Question number 21. A deposits a box of gold coins with B as his agent. He then writes to C for the purpose of making the gold coins security for a debt due to himself to C. A afterwards alleges that C's debt is satisfied and C alleges the contrary. Both claim the gold coins from B. B may institute an interpreter suit against. यहाँ पे करेक्ट आंसर है ऑप्शन डी, दैट इज A and C दोनों के लिए। Question number 22. A foreign judgment, option A can never be conclusive, option B can be conclusive as to any matter indirectly adjudicated upon between the same parties, C can be conclusive as to any matter directly adjudicated upon between the same parties if it has not been pronounced by a court of competent jurisdiction, can be conclusive to as to any matter directly adjudicated between the same parties if it been pronounced by the court of competent jurisdiction। यहाँ पे ऑप्शन डी जो है वो सही आंसर है। फॉरेन जजमेंट कैन बी कंक्लूसिव एज टू एनी मैटर डायरेक्टली एडजुडिकेटेड अपॉन बिटवीन द सेम पार्टीज इफ इट बीन प्रोनाउंस्ड इन द कोर्ट ऑफ कॉम्पिटेंट जुरिस्डिक्शन। क्वेश्चन नंबर 23. A bank officer go compulsorily retired in 2014. Since the bank authorities did not realize the leave encashment in his favor, he filed writ petition 2001 of 2017 in Ranchi High Court for the same and also for the interest on the unpaid amount. The writ petition was disposed of by a learned single judge in December 2018, directing the bank to release the privileged leave encashment benefits to the petitioner and to the extent he was entitled to accordance with law within a certain period. The prayer for interest was not specifically denied by the court. The bank filed an appeal against the order. The division bench of the Ranchi High Court in February 2018 declined to admit the appeal. However, A files a writ petition again for the direction to the bank to disburse the interest to A at the rate of 18% per annum on leave encashment released by the bank. The petition is covered under which of the following? Here options are section 11 CPC, option B section 11 explanation 5 CPC, option C section 11 explanation 4 CPC, and option D order 2 rule 2 CPC. Correct answer is option B, that is section 11 and explanation 5 of CPC. Question number 24. On the reversal of decree, which section imposes an obligation on the party to the suit who received an unjust benefit of the erroneous decree to make restitution to the other party for what he has lost? Options are section 141 CPC, section 142, section 143 CPC, section 144 CPC. Correct answer here is option D, that is section 144 CPC. Question number 25. Interveners are option A, entitled to be impeded, not entitled to be impeded, a waste of time for the court, a burden on the plaintiff. यहाँ पे option B is the right answer, not entitled to be impeded. Question number 28. Suit for recovery of money in promissory notes can be filed. Option A, under normal procedure, under summary procedure as laid down in order 37 of CPC in the High Court as a writ petition. यहाँ पर correct answer है option B. Suit for recovery of money in promissory notes can be filed under summary procedure as laid down in order 37 of CPC. Question number 27. Inherent power of the civil court are exercised. Option A, to make such orders as may for the ends of justice, to make such orders as may necessary to prevent abuse of the process of the court, both A and B, none of the above. Correct answer here is option C, that is both A and B. Inherent powers of the civil court are exercised to make such orders as may for the ends of justice and to make such orders as may necessary to prevent the abuse of the process of the court. Question number 28. In case of public nuisance, a suit for the declaration and injunction may be instituted by option A, 2 persons with the leave of the court, option B, 2 persons having obtained oral consent of the Advocate General, 2 persons having obtained the written consent of the Advocate General with the leave of the court. यहाँ पर correct answer जो है 28 में option A है, that is 2 persons with the leave of the court can file a suit for the declaration and injunction. So case of public nuisance. Question number 29. Section 20 of CPC does not apply to option A, arbitration proceedings, civil proceedings, both A and B, neither A or B. यहाँ correct answer है option A, that is section 20 of CPC does not apply to arbitration proceedings. Question number 30. Pleading can be altered or amended. Pleading can be altered or amended under Order 6, Rule 17 of CPC. Option D here is the right answer. Question number 31. A defendant can pray to the court for the rejection of a plaint. Option A, if the stamp writing is not clear. Option B, if it is barred by another enactment of the parliament. C, if the plaint is made in a foreign language. D, none of the above. Here correct answer is option B. A defendant can pray to the court for rejection of a plaint if it is barred by another enactment of the parliament. Question number 32. Where the local limits of jurisdiction of the courts are uncertain, the place of institution of suit shall be decided according to. Correct answer is option B, that is section 18 of CPC. Question number 33. In execution of a decree for the maintenance, salary of a person can be attached to the extent of 1/4, 1/3, 2/3, 1/2. Here correct answer is option B, that is 1/3. In the execution of a decree for the maintenance, salary of a person can be attached to the extent of 1/3. Question number 34. A foreign government, option A, cannot be sued. Option B, can be sued with any restrictions on the powers of the civil courts, can be sued with the restriction that the oral consent of the central government is communicated to the court, can be sued with the condition that the certificate of consent is issued by the secretary to the central government in writing. Here correct answer is option D, can be sued with the condition that the certificate of consent is issued by the secretary to the central government in writing. Question number 35. Which of the following is not sufficient cause for granting adjournment? Option A, sickness of a party, his witness or his counsel. This is a ground. So option B, non-examination of a witness present in the court. This is not the sufficient ground. Reasonable time for the preparation of the case, it is also a ground. Non-service of summons, it is a valid ground. So if in this question it has been asked which of the following is a not sufficient cause for granting adjournment, so option B here is the right answer, that is non-examination of witness present in the court is not the sufficient ground for cause for granting adjournment. Question number 36. The Criminal Procedure Code 1973 was last amended on. It was last amended on 11th August 2018. Though the Criminal Procedure Code will soon now be changed also, but as per this question, the correct answer is option C. The Criminal Procedure Code 1973 contains 484 sections. Option D is the right answer. The FIR can be quashed by the High Court on the ground of parties having arrived at the settlement and no heinous offence was committed according to the charge sheet. Option B, parties having arrived at the settlement and heinous offence was committed according to the charge sheet. C. Parties having arrived at the settlement and serious financial fraud was committed according to the charge sheet without any ground. Here in option A, it will be the right answer. Parties having arrived at the settlement and no heinous offence was committed according to the charge sheet. Then only the FIR will be quashed by the High Court. This is one of the ground. Question number 39. A magistrate may dispense with personal attendance of accused under. Here correct answer is option B, that is section 205 of CRPC. Question number 40. If the evidence is available about a person who appears to have committed an offence but his name is not mentioned in the charge sheet as accused, option A, his name can be added by the judicial magistrate / sessions. His name cannot be added at this stage. His name can be added by the High Court. His name can be added by the Supreme Court. Here correct answer is option A, his name can be added by the judicial magistrate / sessions magistrate. Question number 41. Which of the following statement is correct? A police officer has the power to require attendance of a witness under the age of 15 years before himself. Option B. A police officer has the power to require attendance of a woman witness before himself. Option C. A police officer has the power to require attendance of the witness of the age of 65 years before himself. A police officer does not have the power to require attendance of the witness who are mentally challenged before him. This is the correct answer. Option D is the correct answer. Police officer does not have the power to require attendance of the witness who are mentally challenged before himself. Question number 42. When the inquiry or trial relates to an offence committed under section 376 CRPC, the inquiry or trial shall be concluded within the period of 4 weeks after the filing of charge sheet, 8 weeks after the filing of charge sheet, 2 months after the filing of charge sheet, 4 months after the filing of charge sheet. Correct answer here is 2 months after the filing of the charge sheet. Question number 43. Rule autrefois acquit or autrefois convict is contained in. Correct answer is option B, that is section 300 in CRPC. Question number 44. Every person is under an obligation to give information about the commission of the offence to the nearest magistrate of the police officer. Here correct answer is option B, that is offences in section 121 to 126. Question number 45. Which section of CRPC involves the reciprocal arrangement to be made by the central government with the foreign government through a treaty with regard to the service summons warrant judicial process? Here options are section 100, section 103, section 105A, section 104A. Correct answer here is option C, that is section 105A. Question number 46. A woman can claim maintenance from her husband if she lives in adultery? No. If she refuses to live with her husband? No. If she lives separately by mutual consent? If she is neglected? Correct answer here is option D. A woman can claim maintenance from her husband only when she is neglected. Question number 47. A magistrate can, option A, ignore the conclusion reached at by their investigating officer and apply his mind independently. This is the correct answer. Option B, not ignore the conclusion reached by the investigation officer and apply his mind independently. Ignore the conclusions reached at by IO and apply his mind independently. Recorded by police in case diary and material collected during the investigation. Not ignore the conclusion reached by the investigation officer and circumstances. This is also the not correct answer. So a magistrate can, correct answer is option A, ignore the conclusion reached at by the investigation officer and apply his mind independently. This is the application of the judicial mind basically. Question number 48. A statements made by any person to a police officer in the course of an investigation, option A, cannot be caused, cannot be used for any purpose, can be used in the favor of that person, can be used against that person, can be used for any purpose except for the purpose of contradicting witness. Correct answer here is option D. Cannot be used for any purpose except for the purpose of contradicting witness. Question number 49. When the Court of Session passes a sentence of death, then the proceedings are submitted to the High Court and death sentence is executed. The proceedings are submitted to the High Court, option B, and death sentence is executed only after the confirmation by the High Court. This is the correct answer. The proceedings are submitted to the High Court and death sentence is executed only after the confirmation by the High Court. Question number 50. Anticipatory bail is granted by the High Court or Court of Session in anticipation of the arrest in non-bailable cases, in anticipation of arrest in bailable cases, by passing a regular court which had tried the offender in ordinary circumstances. Anticipatory bail के related option A सही answer है, in anticipation of the arrest in non-bailable cases. Question number 51. The maxim quando lex aliquid elisui considit considere videtur et sine cures is pese non potest is enshrined in. Correct answer is section 482 CRPC. Question number 52. Opinion of handwriting expert under the law of evidence in India is relevant but not the sole determinant of the genuineness of a document. Option C is the right answer. Question number 53. Under section 90 of Indian Evidence Act regarding presumption as to old documents 30 years old, the relevant date of computation of that document in court is option A, date of production of document and the court, date of initiation of proceedings in which document is proceed, date of oral evidence by witness, or date of start of hearing. Here the correct answer is option B, that is date of initiation of proceedings in which a document is proceed. Question number 54. Tape recorded conversation is admissible in evidence if conversation is very important. No. Conversation can save the culprit. That is not relevant to the question only. Conversation is relevant to the matters in issue but the voice is unidentified. If the voice is unidentified, then how can the tape recorded conversation will be admissible? So all these three are the wrong answer. Then the remaining answer, that is option D, will be the right answer, which says that conversation is relevant to the matters in issue and the voice is identified. Okay, option D will be the right answer. Question number 55. The evidence relating to conspiracy is option A, common motive of the conspirators and any act done in pursuance of it. Option B, common intention of the conspirators and anything in writing in pursuance of it. Common intention of the conspirators and anything said, done, written by any of them in furtherance of that intention. And option D, common motive of the conspirators and the statement of a witness. Here correct answer is option C, that is common intention of the conspirators and anything said, done, written by anything done, written by any of them in furtherance of that intention. Question number 56. Test identification parade is corroborative evidence. Option B here is the right answer. Question number 57. The presumption under section 114A of Indian Evidence Act is an rebuttable presumption. Option B, presumption of fact. Option C, mixed presumption of law and fact, irrebuttable presumption of law. Section 114A of Indian Evidence Act is an rebuttable presumption. So option A here is the right answer. Question number 58. Which section of the Indian Evidence Act deal with the proof of customary practices? Here options D, that is section 35, 48 and 49 is the correct answer, which deal with the proof of customary practices. Question number 59. The court shall not take judicial notice of geographical divisions of the world, public festivals notified in the official gazette, national flag of the foreign country recognized by the government of India, an officer's signature whose appointment is not notified in an official gazette. Here in question number 59, correct answer is option D, an officer's signature whose appointment is not notified in an official gazette. Question number 60. The contents of documents may be proved. Option A, by primary evidence only, by secondary evidence only, neither by primary evidence only, either by primary or by secondary evidence. Correct answer there is option D, that is either by primary or by secondary evidence the contents of the document can be proved. Question number 61. A agrees in writing to sell a horse to B for rupees 1000 or rupees 1500. Evidence cannot be given to show which price was to be paid for sale. Evidence can be given to show which price was paid for sale. Evidence cannot be given to show the average of the sale prices. Evidence can be given to show the average of the sale prices. Here correct answer is option A, that is evidence cannot be given to show which price was to be paid for sale. Question number 62. A public officer, option A, cannot be compelled to disclose communication made to him in official confidence if he does not consider that the public interest would suffer by the disclosure. Cannot be compelled to disclose the communication made to his officially if he considers that the public interest would suffer by the disclosure. Option C, can be compelled to disclose communication made to him if officially he does not consider that the public interest would suffer by the disclosure. And option D, can be compelled to disclose communications made to him officially if he considers that the public interest would suffer by the disclosure. Here in question number 62, a public officer, correct answer here is option B, that is cannot be compelled to disclose the communications made to his officially if he considers that the public interest would suffer by the disclosure. Question number 63. An accomplice, option A, is not competent witness against an accused person. Option B is a competent witness against the accused person. C must be corroborated in that case, and D must be prosecuted. Here in question number 63, correct answer is option B. An accomplice is a competent witness against the accused person. Question number 64. Examination in chief means option A, examination of a witness by adverse party, examination of a witness by chief judicial magistrate, examination of witness by chief superintendent of police, examination of a witness by the party who calls him. Examination in chief means option D here is the correct answer, examination of a witness by the party who calls him. Question number 65. A judge in India, option A, is not empowered to put questions on his own to the witness or to the parties. Option B is empowered to put questions on his own to the witnesses or the parties according to his sweet will. Option C is empowered to put the questions on his own the parties in order to discover or to obtain proof of relevant facts, and D is not empowered to put questions on his own witnesses or to the parties as follows the Indian common law doctrines. Here in question number 65, correct answer is option C. A judge in India is empowered to put questions on his own to the parties in order to discover or to obtain proof of relevant facts. Question number 66. The difference between section 34 and section 149 of IPC is. Here, correct answer is option C. That is, that section 34 requires active participation in action, whereas section 149 requires mere passive membership of the unlawful assembly. This is the correct answer. Question number 67. A takes a girl out of the custody of her lawful guardians. Which of the following statement is a complete defense if A is charged under section 361 of IPC for kidnapping on the ground that the girl was below the age of 18 years when taken away? Options are: the girl was a student in college and would understand what was right or wrong for her. The girl was maltreated by the guardians and A promised her better life. C, the girl looked more than 18 years of age and the accuser satisfied himself that she was more than 18 years of age. Here correct answer is option C only, that is, the girl looked more than 18 years of age and the accused had satisfied himself that she was more than 18 years of age. Question number 68. Y picks X pockets. Next day, X, while buying pan near his office, finds Y paying money from X purse. X catches hold of Y and tries to take back his purse. Y resists. X twists the Y's arm with such force that it is broken. X is charged with causing hurt to Y. X can, option A, state that he was acting under the right of private defense of the property. B, not raise the plea of right of private defense since he had time to seek the help of the public authorities. C, say his right of private defense was received as soon as he saw Y in his purse. And D, say that he did not use the force that was required. Here the correct answer is only B, that is, not raise the plea of right to private defense since he had time to seek the help of the public authorities. Question number 69. Consider the following statements. A person is not guilty of dacoity unless he has committed, attempted, or commits or aids in committing robbery. Statement second. When two persons conjointly commits robbery, every person so committing robbery is said to commit robbery of the commit statements. Here in question number 69, both statements are false. So option B is the right answer. 1 and 2 are false. Question number 70. The principle of proximity of crime under the criminal law is irrelevant while deciding the liability of the offense of. Here options are theft and dacoity, culpable homicide and murder, kidnapping and abduction, abetment and conspiracy. Option D here is the right answer. Question number 71. If actus non facitrium nisi mensitria is a cardinal principle of the criminal law, then which one of the following statements correctly reflects the above principle? Option A, mens rea is an essential element of the crime and there cannot be crime. Criminal liability under Indian law implies mens rea. And option C, to constitute a crime there must be actus reus and mens rea. Option C here is the right answer. Question number 72. A, having delivered money to his servant to carry to a distant place, disguises himself and drops the servant onto the highway with an intent to charge him. A commits the offense of robbery. Option C here is the right answer. Question number 73. Acts with a view to murder Y, enters Y's bedroom at night when Y is out of station. X is guilty of house trespass. Question number 74. Which one of the following is sufficient to prove the offense of sedition? Comments expressing disapproval of the policies of the government with a view to obtain change in policies by the lawful means. Proof of disloyalty or ill feelings. comments expressing disapproval of the administrative actions even though these do not excite hatred or loyalty, exciting disaffection towards the government. Here the correct answer is option D, exciting disaffection towards the government. Question number 75. Which one of the following conclusions can be drawn from the maxim of de minimis non curat lex? Here the correct answer is option D, that is trifling acts do not constitute an offence. Correct answer here is option D, and it is related to section 95 of IPC. Question number 76. Which one of the following cases pertains to misuse of section 498A of IPC? Here correct answer is option B, that is Preeti Gupta versus State of Jharkhand. This case is related to the misuse of the section 498A of IPC. Question number 77. Which one of the following case pertains to the constitutionality of section 377 of IPC? It is a very important landmark judgment and everyone knows this. The correct answer is option C, that is Navtej Singh Johar versus Union of India AIR 2018 SC 432. Question number 78. Which one of the following cases pertains to the constitutionality of the section 497 of IPC? Here in question number 78, correct answer will be option A only, that is Joseph Sain versus Union of India AIR 2018 SC 1321. Question number 79. Which one of the following cases refers to conspiracy under section 27 of the Indian Evidence Act? Correct answer is option A only, that is Fulkari Kottayya versus Emperor AIR 1947. Question number 80. Under which section of CRPC a person who is avoiding execution of a warrant may be proclaimed absconder? Under section 82. Option C is the correct answer. Question number 81. Offer or proposal is defined in section 2 clause A. Correct answer is option A. Or question number 82. An agreement not enforceable by law is void. If an agreement is not enforceable by law, it is void. Option C is the right answer. Question number 83. The communication of proposal is complete when it comes to the option A, hands to the person to whom it is made, knowledge of the person to whom it is made, office of the person to whom it is made, residence of the person to whom it is made. In question number 83, correct answer is option B, that is the communication of proposal is complete when it comes to the knowledge of the person to whom it is made. Question number 84. Which statement is not true? Option A. A proposal is revoked by the communication of notice of revocation by the proposer to the other party. Option B. A proposal is revoked by the lapse of the time prescribed in such proposal for its acceptance. Option C. A proposal is revoked by the lapse of reasonable time if no time is prescribed. Option D. A proposal is revoked by not meeting at the time prescribed. Option D here is the right answer. Question number 85. The acceptance must be received within a week, received within a fortnight, absolute and unqualified, absolute and qualified. Correct answer here is absolute and unqualified. And option C here is the right answer. Question number 86. Who is competent to contract? Option A. Person of unsound mind, person who has not attained majority, person who has been disqualified from contracting the court, person who has been debarred from contesting elections. A person who has been debarred from contesting election is a competent to contract, but unsound mind and who has not attained majority and who has been considered disqualified by the court cannot be a competent person to make a contract. Question number 87. Consent is said to be free when it is caused by coercion of the will of the parties, fraud, mistake. No, this is not free consent. Voluntarily will of the parties. This is the correct answer. So option D here is the right answer. Question number 88. Two or more persons are said to consent when? Option A. They agree upon the same thing. They agree upon the same thing in the same sense. C is the right answer. Two or more persons are said to consent when they agree upon the same thing in the same sense. Consensus ad idem. Question number 89. When consent to an agreement is caused by coercion, the agreement is voidable contract. Question number 90. An agreement is void if the consideration is unlawful in part, if the consideration is not provided by the parties, if the consideration is to be given in future, if the consideration is paid in the past. An agreement is void if the consideration is unlawful. ठीक, अगर consideration unlawful है तो agreement void होगा. Option A यहाँ पे सही आंसर है. Question number 91. An agreement in restraint of marriage is void. Simply B option is the right answer. Question number 92. A contracts to pay B a sum of rupees 20,000 if B's house is burnt. This is कंटिंजेंट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किसी एक घटना के ऊपर निर्भर होकर के दूसरा होगा, तो ये कंटिंजेंट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के उसमें आता है. ऑप्शन बी हियर इज द राइट आंसर. ए एग्रीज टू पे B a sum of rupees 5,000 if two straight lines should enclose a space. The agreement is void. क्योंकि जो ऐसे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो नहीं सकते वो. Question number 94. A and B make a contract grounded on the erroneous belief that a particular debt is barred by the Indian law of limitation. The contract is void. Question number 95. A, who is B's Mukhtar, promises to exercise his influence as such with B in favor of C, and C promises to pay rupees 20,000 to A. The agreement is voidable because it is immoral, void because it is immoral, opposed to public policy, void because consideration is unlawful. Here in question number 95, correct answer is option B, void because it is immoral. Question number 96. A pay rupees 10,000 to B for manufacturing a machine. When it is partly manufactured, the contract is discharged by frustration. What is the remedy available to parties? A can recover rupees 10,000 from B. A need not pay any further amount. B can retain rupees 10,000. Option D, B is entitled only to expenses incurred before at the time of discharge. Option B here is the right answer. Question number 97. Liquidated damage is essentially a payment of money stipulated as a warning to the offending party, payment of compensation determined by the court, compensation arbitrarily determined by the aggrieved party, genuine covenanted pre-estimate of the damage. Yeah. Option D here is the right answer. Question number 98. Where there is a breach of contract, special damages are awarded. Special damages are awarded in all cases? No. Only where there are special circumstances. Option B here is the right answer. Only where there are special circumstances. And option C, only when there is a special loss, only when there is a notice of the likelihood of special loss. So option B, only when there are special circumstances, only when there is a notice of likely special loss. Option B and D are quite similar, so but here it is given option D is the correct answer, so option D is the right answer. Question number 99, match. Carlyle versus Carbolic Smoke Ball Company. Here the correct answer will be offers at large. Fisher versus Bell. Fisher versus Bell is related to invitation to treat. Tin versus Hoffman and Company, this is related to quotation of price. And Harvey versus Facey, it is related to cross offers. Okay. By going through these matches, the correct option here will be in question number 99 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, B. Question number 100. Madhukant Patak versus the state of Jharkhand through vigilance, ACB, was decided by the Jharkhand High Court in July 2017 and it pertains to tender. Option B here is the right answer. So this is the last question of the 2019 Jharkhand Civil Judge Examination. I hope you have been followed this paper थॉरली. और अगर इस पेपर को आप चाहते हैं तो ये मैं अपने टेलीग्राम ग्रुप पे शेयर कर दूंगा. ये पेपर टेलीग्राम ग्रुप को आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. मेरे टेलीग्राम ग्रुप का जो नाम है वो मयंक लॉहॉलिक है. आपको डिस्क्रिप्शन सेक्शन में या फिर आप जाओगे यूट्यूब पे कहीं मिल जाएगा लिंक भी. लेकिन अगर आप टेलीग्राम पे जाके मयंक लॉहॉलिक सर्च करोगे तो आपको मयंक लॉहॉलिक टेलीग्राम पे भी मिल जाएगा और इंस्टाग्राम पे भी आपको मयंक लॉहॉलिक मिल जाएगा. दोनों जगह जाके जुड़ जाओ जिससे कि भविष्य में कभी कोई कम्युनिकेशन करना हुआ हो सकता है आपको कभी कोई स्पॉन्सरशिप ही देनी हो तो आप मुझसे कांटेक्ट में रह सकते हो. तो इन दोनों जगह आप मुझसे जुड़ सकते हो. सो थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग. प्लीज़ लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब मयंक लॉहॉलिक एंड वी विल बी नाउ रिमेन इन कॉन्टिन्यूटी. थैंक यू सो मच.